Before we start this, if you can pause your YouTube, I don't understand it, but you probably do, and go and get yourself a drink, because at the end of this one, we're going to have a toast. Good, you've paused it. Now what would you say would be a good definition of the term mixed feelings? Well, here's one. Mixed feelings. Watching your mother-in-law drive over a cliff in your new car. Amusing. Les Dawson and that wonderful humorist Benny Hill practically made a living out of mother-in-law jokes. Les Dawson's favourite one was, "I knew it was your mother at the door. All the mice are throwing themselves on the traps." Or, "The wife's mother comes round to see us every Christmas. This year we're going to let her in." Funny jokes. Not belly laughing funny, but humorous and amusing, harmless, and no one takes offence. Even a mother-in-law would laugh at that. Today you can't say it. And why? Political correctness has stepped in. You can't say that. Now, of all the offences created by political correctness, I could stand here for an hour. So could you, and list them. But to make it simple, to take one example, one sensitive subject, racism. Yeah, sensitive subject. Shouldn't be. Now, we've always lived in a multiracial society. We've always got on with every other race, except for a few troublemakers. You never stop them, no matter how much legislation you put into it. And we've always got on well together. Political correctness has divided that. They've put the white people on one side and the black people on the other, and they say the whites must not insult the blacks. They've stood up to defend black people who don't need defending. That's an insult to them in itself, to assume they can't speak up if they want to. Why have they done this? Because only a fool despises a man for the colour of his skin. Why can't we just all be people? We're all on this planet for the same reason, trying to get through life as comfortably as possible. Why can't we just all be grey? I'll show you something here. Look at this. This was given to me by a neighbour, a black neighbour. This is the wrapper of a packet of baby's nappies. And what do we see on there? A pretty little black girl. She's lovely, isn't she? All things being equal, I'd adopt her. Now, it's nice to think that we can do that, to use this image for our retail advertising. So if this is all right, and it's more than all right, it's good. Why did Robertsons take the golly off the jam jar? That was their symbol for years. Their slogan was, "Look for the golly on the jar." The politically correct people instructed the black people that they were being abused and insulted. They weren't. They never complained. When I was a kid, we used to save up these jam jar labels, and when we got 10, we'd send them off and we'd get a little enamel badge, which we'd wear with pride. That's an example of wanting, not abusing. What they did, the PC people, they took the gollywog, a much loved and harmless child's cuddly toy, and made it into something sinister, deliberately. It was never right. Can you imagine two black parents saying to their little black girl, "You mustn't play with a white doll, you'll offend white people"? It's rubbish. That's as stupid as the other way round. And I was told today by my son, in nurseries you can't say "Baba black sheep," because they've separated the word black. It should never be. It's got to be coloured sheep. Well, what if those kids were on a nature ramble and they saw black sheep in a field? What would they say? "Oh, look, miss, there's a sheep and it's coloured." Yes, dear. Now all look around and try and find a green one. It's rubbish. When my youngest son was about 8, I asked him, "Who's your best friend in school?" He said, "Sarah." I said, "Well, tell me about Sarah." He said, "Well, she's as high as I am, and we play in the playground, and we make plasticine things." He told me all about Sarah, but he forgot to mention that Sarah was black. He didn't think that was necessary. And I think that's lovely. It's absolutely the way it should be. We're all together. PC people have stepped in and destroyed it. They've made this false division between the blacks and the whites. They should remember, in trying to make themselves look important, the higher a monkey climbs a tree, the more he shows his arse. Well, their cover story is that nobody should be abused, insulted or offended. That's their cover story. Well, I'm a citizen. I've got rights. I don't want to be abused and offended, and political correctness offends me very much. So by their own constitution they should ban themselves. Political correctness is only half right, because it certainly isn't correct. Political it may be. We know what a politician is, a professional bloody liar. So if nobody likes it, and I've never found anybody that does, and we don't want it, why have we still got it? Well, the revolution starts now. If you agree with what I'm saying, press that like button. I know you've got a like and a don't know how it works, but press it now. And if you come across anything in political correctness that you don't like, speak up. Say so. And let's see if we can turn the tide. Drink to the end of political correctness. Down with it. Oh hell, let's finish it. Raise your glass with me.